Good morning, chat. How are we doing today? I'm excited. It's a Monday. I'm back on streams. We got a lot to do today, which I'm looking forward to. I think today on the docket is obviously Gym Run Jail. Boo, stinky, I know. Gym Run Jail. I totally forgot about it, but we do have Raikou to hunt. Chat reminded me, we have Raikou to hunt. So today, Gym Run Jail, Raikou hunt, and then a little bit of goal setting. And by goal setting, I mean, I'm going to be doing an entire video dedicated to it. I'll be recording on stream and everything. I need to create a new list of competitive Pokemon that I want to get. Because I had an old list, and when my hard drive died, I lost it. So, I had to create a new list of all the different variants of competitive Pokemon, which is quite a lot. You know, I have some dumb shit. Like, I own, like, a Curse Venusaur, like a special attacking Beamer, Sunny Beamer, Venusaur. Like, there's so many sets for so many different Pokemon. I love collecting tons of dumb ones, so that'll be a fun time. The richest charms have been sold, fellas. The richest charms have been sold. Save time, more content, job based. Ditto 160k, some random alphas and stuff. I have a lot of stuff to sell on my PC as well. That would help clear things up a ton. This is actually a really good question that I just don't know shit about. Do you think Entei could replace Typhlosion as Eruption user? Does Entei... I don't know shit about Entei, besides like his unique move is pretty interesting. And Sacred Flame? What's it called? One that has a 50% burn chance for like 80 BP or whatever. I have no idea. Does Entei get Eruption? I have no idea. And what are its stats like? Because that would be super interesting. If Entei actually is better than Typhlosion for Eruption for like Jibby runs, that would be a massive deal. But I literally just don't know enough about that might be like totally not even close. I just don't know enough about the Pokemon. Wait, yeah, that's the other thing, Swalla. How much better could Typhlosion Eruption get? It literally couldn't, right? Unless a Pokemon was able to, like, because like you're already one-shotting everything. Unless a Pokemon was able to one-shot without the Torkoal Whimsicott setup, then like sure, but like literally like you physically can't get better than the Typhlosion strat. In terms of like a different Eruption user, you can obviously build better teams. Togekiss, Garchomp, like Aerodactyl. There are like the world record does not use this strat because you have to heal after every fight with this strat, which it obviously slows things down a ton. So there are better strats, but in terms of Eruption, I don't think it's possible for there to be a better Eruption user. People always try to theory craft like, oh, is this Pokemon gonna be a better Eruption user than Typhlosion? But it's almost never the case. I don't think there's any reason to add hidden ability to your Gym Run Typhlosions, unless you just want to like flex it or like for like more completionist. There's no pragmatic reason. It's just not that beneficial. Like, yeah, you might be able to like tank some fire attacks, but the whole point of the Gym Run is like if you do things correct, like you should never be taking any attacks on Typhlosion. If you're taking attacks on Typhlosion, like something went wrong. This is actually a really good content creator discussion / question, like why I haven't done a Johto Gym rerun guide yet. And I always say it's because I'll have to remake it in 1 week because no one has the correct information. No one has like a perfect Johto Gym rerun guide yet, or a route yet, excuse me, just because it's just too early. They're going to be changing and adapting, and I'll make one once it's like totally solidified, like this is the best route, this is the best run, etc. But there's two types of content that at least I put out personally, like two main types of videos that I put out personally as a content creator. There is like daily fodder, which is like daily entertainment stuff that like won't necessarily get that many views down the line, and then there is evergreen content. I think most YouTubers say this word nowadays. Evergreen content is essentially like content that is meant to be viewed like tens of thousands of times, or like over and over again, or like long serious guides that will continue to get views down the line permanently, like a little bit of views every single day essentially. Gym rerun guides are always like evergreen content. Like that is a very big deal. If I make a gym rerun guide and then in 2 weeks the route changes, I have to make a new one. It's just complicated. It's annoying. People are gonna get frustrated. The amount of time, like if something gets outdated in a guide, people get really upset in the comments, rightfully, fairly so. At least I have to fix that, and I have to like change the description, the timestamp. I have to like edit that or like let people know, hey, this is wrong. That's really important. Kind of sad to see the beasts at 1.1 mil. Are they already that cheap? That's kind of crazy. Raikou. Wow, good shout on that, German. I haven't checked that. That's actually really interesting. Suicune's gone up a bit because it's not available this month. That's kind of awesome. Finishing the Pokedex in 202 hours, in my opinion, is like very good, Natsu. Congratulations. I think that's like a really good time. Obviously, imagine my Pokedex completion time was literally like 6,700 hours in game, KW. Wait, that's actually true. Getting Rock Climb Ocarina is unironically like useful now for red. Like actually, it's actually a good one. So yeah, it's like the best ocarinas. Fly #1 for sure. Surf, teleport, and then maybe Rock Climb after. I don't know what's next, but like those, yeah, those are some good ocarinas for those looking for what to pick up in what order. Literally the biggest benefit for me as a shiny hunter to have all the Pokedex done is just that I can just breed whatever I want to and never worry about like a star OT coming out. So I can just, yeah, not worry about that, which is nice. New video idea, make a new account and see how fast you can get it banned, kick W. The issue is they'd like link me back to, that's a funny idea, but I don't want to break the rules obviously, and they'd link it back to my original account and ban me. I did think about, dude, this, I don't think this is ever plausible. I don't think I'll ever be able to do this, but it's such an interesting idea. I've wanted to like contact the devs and be like, hey, I'm letting you know ahead of time, and I want to obviously ask them first if it's okay. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't okay with them, 100%, right? But I love the idea of asking them, hey, I'm going to make a new account, and I'm going to bot on it, and see how long it takes me to get banned. And I just want to, because I want to use a video, like a series idea like that, to show people you get banned really fast. I want to show people like, hey, it's meant to be like a PSA style of series or video where it's like, hey, this is how fast you get banned. Literally, don't bot. It's not worth the risk. Like, you will get like terminated, right? It would be like a positive messaging PSA series, but it's really difficult to do. I would never do it without the devs' explicit permission ahead of time. It's like, it's so difficult to like manage something like that, like logistically, but it's so interesting. It'd be so interesting. Wouldn't let them know defeat the purpose though. Hopefully, like, they just wouldn't track my like IP or some shit. I don't know if like, I mean, hopefully, right? But I would never do that without letting them know. That would totally get my main account banned, which is a terrible idea. I would never ever break the PokeMMO rules without explicit consent from the devs being like, hey, I'm gonna do this for a video. Like, this is a very specific special case. Is that okay? Without them being like overwhelmingly yes, right? Like, I'm never gonna, it's pretty basic, you know, right? Where were you when the Raikou bug happened? Like, I was literally like, this is like, I felt bad. This is like one of the first times I had never been like a first responder to like a serious bug that needed to be communicated to the PokeMMO player base. But like, I was watching Harry Potter with my girlfriend. Like, I was like hanging out, you know, drinking, like, you know, relaxing. Like, I felt bad, but at the same time, I was like, you know, this is the first time I had a break in a while, and it was weird. But once again, shout outs to Rumel, shout outs to Clue and the people covering it and like, you know, looking into it, and Xanarchy. Everybody was like all into it and everything. So I can't take credit. Like, you were trying to say thank you for informing us about it, but I didn't even do that. That was all Rumel. That was all, yeah, Ninetales, Clue, like everybody else involved who actually was online, first line responder, which sounds hilarious, but so like, it's like a pretty important bug to like let people, you know about as soon as possible. But it's a weird one to like catch or be confirmed of, you know? Finally, a real question being asked by Roy Rogers News. I love it. I have a question for you. Are the legendary Pokemon in Johto dogs or cats? I've called them dogs. I think they're dogs, 100%. I have the final say. If you think they're cats, you're totally just like a cat-brained, you know, person, and you are absolutely on the copium. They are 100% dogs. The legendary beasts in Johto are dogs, 100%. Quit the copium. There you go. True and real. In interviews about Pokemon Gold and Silver, Saito revealed that the legendary trio was actually inspired by feline cats and not dogs. Specifically, Entei was based on a lion, Raikou's on fire. No, I think the creator is just wrong. I think I'm right. That's my take, Rumel. Just my personal opinion. Forehead. He's right, I'm wrong. Based and true. Dogs. That's a weird thing to think about. I think there's a really good argument that shiny Shedinja is rarer. By rarer, I mean harder to get than Suicune. Since every person who completes Johto gets one Suicune encounter, especially monthly for like 1,000, just for doing like a couple thousand wild encounters, I think you could argue, I think there's a really good argument for that shiny Shedinja is actually harder to get than Suicune, but I think it's tough. It's up there though. I think it's worth the discussion. This gym is going to put me over 6 mil though, which is kind of pog. There's 6 mil pog. I think that what it comes down to is like Suicune is harder. Or if you're a person, you're like, okay, I want to shunt Suicune, doing that is harder than Shedinja, right? Because you can only get one encounter every 3 months or whatever. But I think that there's going to end up being, I guess that's the separation. Physically, I think that there will end up being more shiny Suicunes in the game than Shedinja, just as more people will hunt it. So like physical rarity, I think eventually Suicunes will outpace Shedinjas. But in terms of difficulty to hunt, if you're like, I want to shunt this Pokemon and this Pokemon only, I think you are right, Kuroshi. I think Suicune is probably more difficult. I think that's the separation, which is why I like categorizing, defining quote unquote rarity when talking about stuff like that is so important, you know? That's actually a really good question. I get this question a ton. Well, like, will RP tickets or RP vouchers or RP prices in general, do they go up during events? The answer is sometimes. It just really depends. It depends how many whales they're playing, how many people want to buy RP tickets to get Pokeyen, how many, it just depends. How good are the gift shop vanities? Do people actually want to buy those with the RP? It literally just, I mean, it's supply and demand, forehead, but it's like no one can predict how good the vanities will be, how many whales will be playing, how much people will buy RP tickets versus how many people want to buy the vanities. It's just a complicated, nobody really knows until it happens. That's a good question. Like, if your listings consistently get insta-bought, if you're someone who you list Pokemon on the GTL and they consistently get insta-bought out, it probably means you're underlisting stuff. Now, sometimes you may underlist one thing and that's fine, or even like you list something and someone just snipes it up because they just really need it or whatever. It just perfectly worked out for whatever reason. That just happens, right? Insta buying is not like a bad thing, or insta selling stuff, right? But yeah, just keep that in mind. If you're listing Pokemon and you instantly, stuff just consistently instantly sells, you're probably underlisting. And then obviously vice versa. If you list stuff and it goes through like 2 or 3 cycles of expiring, you probably are overlisting. It's totally okay. I'm shocked at how many people, I mean, it makes sense. I think people are on average a little impatient. If you're worried about something not selling fast enough when it hasn't even expired once yet as a listing, you got to just relax, right? It is tough though, because when you're newer, you need those returns faster to snowball them into more money. If you have more capital, you do have more luxury in terms of waiting for stuff to sell, which is super true and fair. Probably undervalued. I sold a 31 HP, 31 speed Zubat for 10k. Yes, absolutely undervalued. Usually 2 times 31s are going to be around 40k minimum, but it kind of depends. Riches Charms are one of the best investments, I feel like. Unironically, yes, like during events. So this is actually an insane, like, short-term investment trick. There's not that many items that are really good, like consistently confirmed good as short-term investments in PokeMMO. But one of them, unironically, is Riches Charms. Short-term investment wise, if you stock up on Riches Charms during events, if Riches Charms go down to like 35k, 30 to 40k, right? Stocking up on Riches Charms, I invested about enough. Yeah, stocking up on Riches Charms 75% when they're like 30 to 40k is really good. They'll almost always aggressively rise above and beyond that. So yeah, buying like any Riches Charms below 38k, really 38k is kind of that price thing where it's like anything below that, just like buy them up, snipe them up, and like you'll in time make money. Now this could change, be careful. There's always risk. No investment is risk free. They could make Riches Charms for whatever reason available in the gift shop or something, like think about the shiny charm, right? Like, don't say that secret, shake my head. I am a huge proponent of information. A lot of people get mad at me when I expose like money making methods or blah blah blah. If you're someone who's like that, I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't care about personal gain, okay? I could just, you know, I'm pretty deep in the game, I'm pretty deep in the community. I could just learn secret money making methods or like flipping or whatever, like stuff like that, and just keep it a secret. I think that's wildly cringe. Obviously you're just memeing, KG. Yeah, I love it, you're perfect. But there are a lot of people who like will legitimately get mad at me and be like, oh, like I can't believe blah blah, and it's like, dude, information is so much more important, and everybody should have a fair chance. I hate the meme of like selfish preservation and like keeping secretive just to like have personal gain. I can't stand it. I hate that shit. I think it's way more beneficial to everybody in the world and involved to like spread information and have that shit be well known. I think it's super cringe. I think it's actually some like weirdo secretive, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just so weird to like keep that shit secretive for personal gain to me. I've never appreciated that. I've never respected that. I think spreading information is super based. If you want to, obviously you can, like, it's you know, do whatever you want to do. If you find something out, you have the right to keep it secret. More power to you. But I'm a huge proponent of advertising stuff. Absolutely. I think spreading information is super huge. Yeah, I think everyone should be playing Johto right now. If you don't have the region done, I think experiencing a re-release of a region is like super unique. I've said this a million times. Maybe once it gets to like day 30 or 31, or like maybe like once we're like 3 months maybe into Johto, I think that's when I'm like, okay, the magic's kind of gone. No one's really experiencing not as many people are running through the region together. Maybe just go to Unova, right? Like Unova is the best region to get done in terms of benefits and stuff. But I always have 2 answers to that. Like, what region should I start in? Hey, I'm a new player. What region should I start in? I always have 2 answers to this. If you're brand new, I really recommend doing whatever region you enjoy the most. Doing whatever region you enjoy the most is going to maximize your fun in the game and keep you around, which is really important. And then my second answer is, if you just care about efficiency and like getting stuff and getting access to stuff, Unova. Unova is really, really good. Unova gives you so much stuff. What's the benefits of Unova? I break down all the positives and negatives of every region's benefits and negatives in the game in my video. If you Google what's the best region in PokeMMO, I break it down. I do need to re-release like a subsection for Johto. I probably won't redo the whole video, but I'll probably just do positives and negatives of Johto at some point and kind of add it on. Let's go ahead and actually just collect this Pokeyen that I've been sitting on for so long in the GTL. I'm just going to claim all. It should be fine. 2.2 mil almost. Super nice. Up to 8.2 in the on the cash stack. Not too shabby. We're going to put our Pokemon away and get stuff to go hunt Raikou, I think. This is actually a really good question. I think selling rainbow quills, what are they at right now? It's probably better to just sell them now. Got 40k and stuff. I don't have any. I sold all of mine. I'll make my Suicune perfect at some point, but I'm not in a rush to do it. I think selling your rainbow quills is probably better to do now. They'll probably just go down in price, but who knows? We'll see. I don't really think, yeah, I'm not even gonna try to optimize my luck or RNG for shiny Raikou. I'm not gonna pop a Charm. I'm not gonna pop a Dono. I need to save money right now. I think saving money is my #1 priority. I could technically pop Charm, but it's just I'm just gonna be single encountering here, and there's not really like, yeah, I'm happy to just, if it happens, if I for whatever reason get a shiny Raikou, I'm the luckiest man alive, like sure, but at 840 encounters, that'd be some Shuckle tier luck. We'll see. Why are people always hanging around in Vermilion City? Vermilion City is the hub city of the game for a couple of reasons. First thing first, because back in the day, the game was Kanto only. So, and like Kanto's been in the game the longest. So most people in the game have Kanto done. It's like the most completed region for everybody in the game. And then secondly, it's also the dock city. So like you go to Kanto, you can then go to like the boat and go to like the different regions and everything. So like back in the day, like, but hilariously, when the game was Kanto only, before the dock existed, the hub city in Pokemon was actually Viridian. I don't know how many people played back then, but Viridian used to be the hub. It took me a long time to transition over to Vermilion being like the hub city of the game. But yeah, back then Viridian was the hub city. The reason being is because you would just hang out there. It's because Viridian's like the 8th gym city, and then it's also the city where new players are at, because new players are coming from Pallet Town, you know, up to Viridian. Like, so like it just worked. Like everyone hung out in Viridian City and would line up to show people how many people were there, but how many people played. So Viridian City, but now it's Vermilion City, obviously, because of the dock and everything, and just Kanto completion. Do you have any predictions or things you want implemented in the anniversary event? I mean, the big thing that everybody's kind of talked about, which I definitely think is coming, is probably the Johto Alpha starters, like Alpha, Cyndaquil, and Totodile and stuff. Other than that, I think hopefully we see the Johto particle effects, like Johto starter particle effect, in the shiny Johto starter particle effects, comparatively to like the Kanto shiny starter particle effects. That's a mouthful. That'd be really cool. Other than that, is there anything I can think of besides literally just like reiterations of what we've already seen previously? I don't think if there's anything else I'm like, something like unique I'm interested in. Maybe heavy duty boots. I would love, but I don't know if that's the anniversary event's the right place to do that. Might just be like an update at some point. What is something I would like to see that could tie into the themes of the anniversary event? It's just a really good question. Yeah, Johto. I think the Johto Friends particle would be super cool. Okay, the real take is that Venom just probably shouldn't have been in Spider-Man 3. It probably should have just been Tobey Maguire and the Sandman. The Sandman's story was actually so good and so interesting. It could have just carried. It could have just gone like with that or whatever. But they just introduced that weird Venom, edgy, like Spider-Man element. I feel like if it was just Sandman and Spider-Man, it would have been like a way better movie. Like their interactions were so good, but Venom was cringe. I am becoming the king of fail shinies. I feel like I've had 2 Raticates at Miltank, I've had 2 Minchinos at Trubbish, and I've had 2 Grimers at Coughing. I have literally failed so many 50-50s. It's crazy. Now hopefully that's only 3 hunts, not really a big deal. Hopefully it evens out over time. We'll see. But yeah, I had some good luck early on. Like I got like Surskit when I was going for 50-50 Surskit / Marl spot, but I want to go for Marl anyway at some point, so we'll see. Getting the bad luck out of the way. True. By the time I get all of my Johto shinies, yeah, I'm gonna have 2 Carps, 2 Onyxes, and 2 Glooms. Like all the fails. Someone just caught a Raikou here. I just saw him link it. Channel 3 pad is on. Fuck, they're leaking my location. 3 times 31. Congrats to this guy. Is that guaranteed, actually? The stats are actually really good. Does Raikou end up being a physical special? I don't even know what this Pokemon like. Is it a special attacker? I legitimately don't know enough about its competitive history. We'll have to see. Is Raikou allowed in the PvP same as Suicune? Yeah, I think Raikou should be an OU right now. Like, Raikou's probably not bad. I think it actually, we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it'll actually be like a pretty interesting. There's just not that many, I feel like there's not that many electric types. Especially like strong, fast. Does it have decent bulk? We'll have to see. There's Rotom Wash. And then like Jolteon's dog shit. There's Rotom Wash. What's the next electric type? What's the next electric type after Rotom Wash? Let's see. None of these, none of these, none of these. I feel like electric types aren't that good in OU. They're weak to EQ. I'm not missing anything, am I? Is Jolteon really the next one? Wow. And this is a UU Pokemon. This is not an OU Pokemon. That's actually crazy. Oh, Magnezone. How did I miss Magnezone? Okay, Magnezone's very good. How did I miss that? Sorry. So Magnezone and... yeah, Conkeldurr, Thunder Punch. Yeah, the best electric types are Starmie that uses Thunderbolt and Thunder Punch from Conkeldurr based. Your content is saving lives from League of Legends. You better feel proud about it. If me making daily PokeMMO content keeps people off the streets of Summoner's Rift, that is the most positive impact I can possibly supply to this world. Yeah, like when it's funny to think about, when I started my my YouTube career, me and my girlfriend had a serious discussion. Like, I don't know how far this can go. Like, I might reach like 10K subs and that's like the whole community and that's it. Like, we had no idea. My goal was to make guide content for new players and, you know, returning players, and then entertaining content for veteran players just to increase player retention all around. I never expected in a million years to like be the reason people find the game and like bring in new players. That blows my mind to this day. I had a really serious conversation with my girlfriend. Like, is this like a waste of time? Like, should I even do this? When like we really needed to, like, I really needed a job. I really needed to like be making money. We had a really serious conversation where it's like, you know, should I do this? It's just kind of what I want to do. Is there a market for this? Can I do this long term as a career? And we thought, I thought that we thought that I would peak at like 15K subs, like 10K subs, and that would be like the entire PokeMMO community. That's about it. And now I'm at like 30. Oh my god! I just like realized that like the number 37K subs. Jesus, is like insane to think about. And I think, I don't know, this game deserves it. I love this game. It's so good. There's so much room for other content creators that I always try to shout out and talk about, and it's just nuts. It's just nuts that I got very lucky. Stars aligned. A lot of things rolled the way I did. It's kind of poetic and crazy. I talk about this sometimes. I used to skip school to play PokeMMO, which is really stupid. You shouldn't do this, but that's what I did, and like it really hurt my future. I failed a lot of classes. I got way worse grades, like directly in high school due to PokeMMO, very directly. It was like a huge negative impact to my future. And to think that it all comes full circle, and now I'm playing the game for a living that like hurt my career at the time, and my mom like fucking hated, and like nobody supported, is like crazy to me. Like it's actually like unbelievably poetic and like nuts. And you have to think, like, sometimes I think about, like, it's interesting, and I don't know, and I'm not a parent, so what do I know? I wonder what would have happened if, like, one person was like, hey, you're really good at this. Could you make a career out of this? Like, if one person pushed a person like that in a positive way, it's crazy the impact that could have made, or how much faster, much better I could be, right? It's interesting to think about, like, how impactful it is. Like, anything can become a career nowadays, pretty much. Like, almost anything. And it's crazy how important it is to positively influence that. I don't know. I think it's just really interesting. It's really, and I'm really lucky to be where I'm at. And I would love to do like a full story of everything at like 100K subs, but it's just nuts. I got so lucky in a lot of ways. It's Patrouski luck. Unlucky in a lot of ways, and very lucky in a lot of ways. I actually want to, that's actually a really interesting, I want to address that. I need to say, so Roy Rogers News, a fellow PokeMMO content creator, says the PokeMMO content creation scene is like a solar system. In that Patrouski is the sun and the planets rotate around him. The meme is, that doesn't have to be the case. And I don't think it'll be the case for very long. I think there absolutely will be like, there's going to be a newer, younger, faster Patrouski that pops up. Look at Rumel, look at PokeMMO Investments. Like these guys, if they just like stay at it and stick to it and work hard. Like no, I'm not naive. I know for a fact that there will be someone who does it faster and better, and like they'll be hungrier than me in a couple years, right? I'm still lucky. I'm still really young. I'm still very hungry. Tummy growls. But yeah, I still think there will be someone who will surpass me. And like I may be the sun in a sense for the Pokemon community right now, where I'm the biggest content creator, but I don't think that'll always be the case. And that's okay, you know? I'm very, very happy and I'm very lucky to like take my time in the sun currently. You're irreplaceable. There will never be another Patrouski, but there will also never be another Rumel. There will also be another Rooted Ewok. There will never be another Best Friends. There will never be another, like, there's always other Pokemon content creators who do things in a very different and interesting and cool way, and they could also skyrocket. And it's not like, I don't want to be the only Pokemon content creator. I was actually talking about this with Casey. It made me so happy and so relieved that when the Raikou Bug, that whole thing happened, when Rumel stepped up and made that video covering that information, it was a lifesaver for me, because I knew that I could hang out, watch Harry Potter, actually have a night off and relax with my girlfriend and like friends and stuff and spend time with people I love, and someone else can cover the important information, like to keep the community up to date and help the players. And that was like, oh my god, it was such a relief. It was so nice. It made me so happy. I don't want everything to fall on me. I don't want every bug, every update, every post. I don't want all that responsibility. I want to have other people who cover stuff, and Rumel super stepped up, and it was like super, super appreciated. You talk about raids and dungeons coming at some point. Could you talk about what that might entail, or would you want, or what would you want from them? I want to do a whole video on this. That's a really good question. Like what does, the real thing is like, what does the community want from raid/dungeons is a really interesting, and I don't know the answer to it, right? Like, the thing used to be, people used to want legendaries to come as a reward from dungeons or raids, and we still could do that. In terms of what the content will look like, I assume that raid/dungeons will be similar to the Lunar New Year event or the Christmas event, or yeah, we already have events. We already have raids/dungeons in PokeMMO. If you don't know, if you haven't played long enough to see event seasons, we literally already have them. They're just like a temporary thing that are only available during holiday events, where it's like you enter an instanced area, you're given a small amount of resources, and you have to like manage that and gain more resources and battle as many like robots or Pokemon as possible, and like do waves and waves and waves and do boss battles, and like it's literally a raid. Like the Christmas event and the Lunar New Year event are literally just Pokemon raids. We already have it. But it's just not permanently implemented in a way that can sustain permanent rewards. So what do we want those rewards to be? Do we want any like tweaks and stuff to balancing and stuff? PokeMMO needs housing and marriage. It sounds like a meme, but I would love that shit. But I'm just a loser who I love stupid, cozy stuff like that, Lyra. I'm a huge Stardew fan. My favorite thing in Skyrim was the Heart Home expansion, which added the houses. I love building all the houses and collecting stuff to put in the houses. I love cozy collecting stuff like that. So as memey as that sounds, I literally would love housing and marriage, but that's pretty funny. We have a secret bases. Yeah, secret rooms. I need to learn more about secret rooms. It's probably the thing, like after Johto, it's something I care about a lot. I really want to learn about secret bases. I would love to pimp mine out and just get it looking good. And yes, and there's also some really cool mechanics. I think there's still like the soot collecting mechanic in Hoenn. There's so much interesting stuff. It's crazy. I know like nothing about secret bases, and I've been playing PokeMMO for 10 years. Like, there is so much in this game. It is nuts. Dude, nice snag, Dustin. Was watching your 63 tips video. I checked for 2012 Pokemon that you don't got a Venusaur for 15k. Dude, that is an insane snag. That is actually nuts. I want to price check that, because that is expensive. A 2012 starter is really expensive. Like, what's the cheapest? Let's see if we can find a Bulba or an Ivysaur. The cheapest Ivysaur is 5 mil. Dude, you got a steal on that. The cheapest Venusaur is 6.5 mil. You actually got an absolute crazy snag for 15k. Like, you probably just made 5 mil in like on one flip for 15k out. That is insane. Congratulations, dude. That is like one of the most insane snipes. That's sick. I was about to ask, I have a Venusaur from 2012. Is it worth something? Yes. 2012 mons, are, especially like starters and stuff, are worth a lot. 2013s are worth some stuff as well, like a fair bit. 2014 is where it really weans off. Like 2014s aren't really worth much right now, but it's still worth something a little extra. You can check. Nowadays we have the catch year thing in the GTL advanced search, so make sure to check that out.
There's actually a quick little setting check for any like shiny hunters out there, because I almost lost a shiny from this. Make sure you have this unchecked. Mute audio when window is unfocused. You might want this for certain situations. Mute audio when window is unfocused. So what this does is this, if you like alt tab out, you won't hear sounds. So I was watching anime and shiny hunting, and I alt tabbed out, and I just didn't, the shiny sound just didn't play because I was alt tabbed out watching anime when it happened. And then I tried to run, and I almost ran from a shiny Celio. Thankfully, there was a confirmation screen now that makes you say, like, do you want to run from a shiny, yes or no? And thankfully that like saved my Celio. I think alpha breeding right now is kind of insane. You can make a lot of money doing alpha breeding right now because a lot of alphas are happening. A lot of casual players are playing, and they're just like quick selling alphas, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with quick selling alphas. It just allows people to make more profit and get higher margins when breeding those alphas for profit. Especially Water A egg group. Water A egg group breeding is really good right now because that's the egg group that Dratini is in. So Dratini and Dragonite, multi-scale Dragonite is probably the most desired hidden ability Pokemon in all of PokeMMO. And that requires a lot of Water A or Dragon egg group breeders, and Water A is kind of easier to get. So Water A alpha breeding, really good money right now if you do it right. This was a very, very, very chock full stream. We had food take discussions. We didn't do an anime debate, did we? We did a lot of stuff. We talked about retro games, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, legendary stuff, PokeMMO stuff, rating, compiling a list of competitive Pokemon to hunt. A lot of progress this stream. A lot of stuff happened, but I think this is finally going to be the place to call it. Around 5 p.m. I'm going to rest. I'm going to go edit. I'm going to go export. Still have plenty of work to do. I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I loved the stream. I had a lot of fun. Chat carried as per usual. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it or like the stream. Dislike if you didn't. That's always totally okay and encouraged. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow the Twitch, links down below for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's links down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo is really appreciated, but never needed. But if I've earned it from you and you can afford it, helps out a lot. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. One more encounters for the believers. There you go. Sorry, believers. Today, the doubters sadly take the W. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Hey, thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video. Hopefully it was a positive asset on your day in some way. And thank you to everyone's name who's on this list, who is a massive positive asset to my day every single day. I appreciate you all. Thank you for going above and beyond and allowing me to do what I do.